guys, this is the general reading for Aries for February 2019. I've just combined the soul journey and soulmate reading in this. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Aries in your chart, cross-watching, or if you're just led to this video for more of a complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate with you, or if you're just drawn to it, check out my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus of my other videos that are either out or coming out, or any significant placements in your chart. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened, maybe happening now, could happen in the future. I could read it as you, it could be someone else, I could read it as love, it could be career. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Some, none, or all of it may apply, so just take what fits, leave the rest. Also, thank you so much for all of you who have participated with this channel. Sorry, it's bothering me. By liking, sharing, subscribing. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. But it really means a lot to me. If this video has helped you in some way, please especially like and comment. Obviously subscribe too, because it helps circulate the channel and the videos. It can help other people. For those of you who have wondered about or asked me about donations, giving back with the energy, services, all of that information is in the description box below. My PayPal, email, services, prices, information, everything like that. So read all of it, including the disclaimer and everything. Don't just stop with my email and then email me. It'll save me time. Obviously, if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But read that first, and if that doesn't answer it, then email me, and of course I'll help you. But all of that's in the description box below. Any help that I can get from you guys really helps, because any services, donations, even anything I get from the channel is really helping me put money towards furthering my healing with other services that I have to heal myself to do. And then I use them to give back to others by continuing that forward. And now it's services that I could provide and help people with, such as getting my Reiki Master shamanism training. And it was supposed to start in the summer of this year, but it's going to start in 2020 with the plant spirit medicine that I could do in person and distant as well. So everything, you know, goes towards that. Also, for the month of February, the special that I'm going to do for that, and if you're viewing this now, by the time I'm putting it out, it's a little bit beforehand, so you could do it now. I'll honor it. But basically, either now or up till the end of February, if you pay for any reading, whether it's a pre-recorded or a live, I will do an energetic chakra balancing and cleaning out for you. So that comes free, basically, if you get a pre-recorded or a live reading. Is that it? I think that's it. But thank you so much for those of you who have helped me and gone on this journey with me. I think that's it. If I think of something else, I'll say it. So I think this goes a lot, you know, to another reading I did with you guys where there was, you know, to help repeat the cycle or not repeat the cycle, there was discipline that was needed. And I feel like that's still in full effect here with you guys. I don't know. I feel like some of you, it's, you're just being advised to keep doing what you're doing and just stick going forward on doing your own thing and having your discipline. Some of you, I think, might have had some interaction or back and forth with a person or a situation, and it may not have gone exactly the way you had planned on, or it's hit another pause, and there's a rest, rebalancing, universal cleaning up again to do. So I guess we'll just go and let this flow and, you know, see where it goes. I kind of know where it goes, but sometimes not. When I get channeling it, we'll just go. So where you're sitting in your central energy is you have the Queen of Pentacles. So I really get with this that you're really trying to make it work with somebody or something that you see as very, like, it could make you really happy, healthy, abundant. I do think you're also very much working on your money, entrepreneurial, whatever, entrepreneur type things, and stuff like that as well on the side. But you're probably also sitting abundant because you're doing those things and you're really, you know, working and happy and together, and you're just like, okay, everything's going, it's coming together exactly the way I want it to go, and it's good. It's like, yes. And you just want to incorporate something or someone else into it, you know, and it's just like, this is great. This is the way I see it. This is what I want. It's just almost like that last little piece to the puzzle, if you will. But this person still isn't either ready, situation still isn't either ready, convinced, may not see abundance exactly the same way you do. They're still working on and looking elsewhere. You could also even be further along than them in whatever you're doing. Apply this as necessary. I don't know, it's just coming. So you could be farther along than them. So you're in more of the aggressive mode to where you just kind of know what you're doing more and you're just going, it flows with you more. Where you can actually utilize the stuff, take in the stuff, like you're more intertwined with things because, like, you're more used to it. Because you're farther along, it's a little bit more secondhand nature to you. You're a little bit more comfortable with it. You're kind of moving a little bit more. So you could be, you're a little more comfortable being aggressive with it, especially since you are Aries, or you're cross-watching for that or whatever. You get what I'm saying? But the other person is still very much like they're, and they're not sure, and they're still baby stepping it, if they're even stepping it at all. They're still kind of fearful and getting to know things and get used to things and re-exploring, maybe even seeing the beauty in the world, like seeing things from fresh new eyes. So they're still in that point of, is still in the point of seeing and exploring, you know, seeing differently, still not fully trusting, but all the while looking and wanting to see what everything's about, how it applies to them, how they can utilize it, how they feel about it. This very much has like a baby or a toddler type vibe. So they may, both of you, or especially them, I'm assuming it's the other person or situation, may have just went through a lot of stuff in their life, maybe even some type of rebirth or awakening or something, where they're still trying to gather and get themselves together. They're still viewing the world differently. They're still in that child asking questions, checking things out type vibe, looking at everything. And you're in the, I've already incorporated it all and I'm putting it to action, and it's like you're just boop, 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 like you're doing it, you're working it, you know what I mean? Like you already know kind of how you feel about it. You already know how to incorporate. Like I said, it gets this vibe like you're farther ahead in something than this person, whether it's in the awakening process, whether it's perception, whether it's work, whether it's whatever. But you're really looking at them now, and you're just like, okay, all I need is you to come in. And this person or thing might be something that's different than you too. Like, it's something that you don't normally go for, or it's not usually your style. It could be different, you know, if it's a person, ethnicity, or race, or just what you normally go for. They're just different. Or they're feeling different right now, or they're feeling out of place because of what they're going through. They're still incorporating it all. So I feel like you as the Aries, or someone taking on those traits, or the, you know, the other one or whatever, is kind of being a little bit more aggressive and, you know, this is what's going on, this is what they're doing. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles. I just feel like you are farther along, but you're trying to stay balanced. There's a lot about balance and temperance here. Not overindulging or being too impatient or impulsive. But it's like, you know, it also could be the image that you have everything going on, but you're really unhappy. Or you have so much, like you have a lot in the material world. That part, like I said, is going good around you. But it's that one last thing that you need that you feel like is going to make you feel complete. And it's not there. You're really working on it. Whenever I go into your guys' energies in the last so many readings, it's just always like this. Whenever I even look at the cards to look at the storyline, it's like so back and forth. I mean, you always have like the Two of Pentacles energy too. It's like just so back and forth. You could very much be dealing with a Scorpio as well. But honestly, there's every sign here. There's a huge like court card thing going on here. Like I've got every female suit and every male suit. I have the Empress and the Emperor. Very much a divine feminine, divine masculine energy. But not being able to let go of something or end a cycle. And there's still an attachment or a toxicity here in patterns. But you have a lot of Scorpio vibes as well. Just as a side note. And Capricorn. But I feel like it's just this vibe, like everything else is falling right in place except for this other person or situation. And you're getting like kind of really upset because it's like, could you just fall into line, please? And you know, this is a lesson for you because it's like, for one, you have to create that on your own. For two, you know, this person they're going through their own thing. They're dealing with their own stuff. They're at their own pace, their own journey. You're still looking to this person or situation to make you feel fulfilled or happy or whatever in some way. And I get this vibe of being a little pushy about it. And you're just like, no, look, I got you. I'm good. Like, look at all we built up. No, you're fine. Like, I'll help you. Don't worry about it. Like, not being, I guess, as considerate as you could to their journey. Even if it hurts you, even if it hurts your heart, even if there's a little back and forth on their part or whatever, like, you know what they're going through. You know what you went through. And I don't know if it's you forgot it because you're just so ready. You're just like ready to pass through that wall and go into the new world, go into the new stuff. And it's like you look at them as the key to you being able to do that. Like they're holding you up from that. And that's very much not a proper way of thinking or doing that. Or something about them, whether it's them or a healing from them or whatever, it's like either they're holding you up or they caused you to be where you are. There's a little bit I'm sensing, I don't know why, but of a victim mentality from this and a lack of seeing things properly, that you're still seeing them as your happiness and you're still not able to get through that threshold or be where you want to be because of them, because they see their journey somewhere else right now, their paradise somewhere else right now, their exploration somewhere else right now. So I guess let's move on from that one card. What's crossing you is you have the Judgment, and in this one, you know, she's got like an altar set up, worship. And I really got from that, like, not seeing to walk away or leave it alone. And when I clarified it, I got the Ace of Cups. So you even needing to walk away from this, even though there's a huge part of it, you know, that, like, a lot of the Eight of Cups a lot of times is like, this isn't making me happy. Let me go seek. There might be something going on with speaking too, because I'm having a really hard time, like, speaking my words, like, more than normal. But they're normally going and seeking a higher level of fulfillment within themselves and leaving all the rest of the emotional stuff behind. But with this one, there's fireworks back here. So it's something that, like, it's even harder because you're feeling like you're leaving something that makes you, you know, so happy. Like, it has so much passion. It has so much of, you know, the flame. Like, he looks miserable about it. He does not want to leave. He doesn't want to leave it behind. And, I mean, it doesn't even have to be permanent, but there's another part of the evolution of your journey here that you're like, it's like you feel like you got farther enough. You're like, no, I checked off all the boxes I was supposed to now be ready for this person or this thing. And it's telling you, no, you haven't. There's more. Because especially if you had, you wouldn't be sitting here looking at him like this, like, when are you going to be ready? Huh? Hey. When are you going to be ready? I'm so ready. I've done all my work. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. I can fulfill the rest of the stuff you haven't done yet. What do you need checked in? I've done it already. I can help you get there faster. What do you need? I've got it. It's like that. You know what I mean? And it's like you got to do yours internally to get there. So do they. And you're trying to, like, stop in a way, or you're just like, nope, I've done everything I need to do. And it's like, no, you haven't. There's more. And including part of that being walking away from something that you're like, oh, this is my happiness. Why? Because it wants you to see a different perspective. Because if you're still looking at this person like they're your happiness, you're not where you're supposed to be. You haven't done everything you're supposed to do. You have to walk away from the idea. It's like fasting, or if somebody like doing drugs or something and they had to, like, stop doing it. Like, they think that thing or that drug or whatever is the only thing that can give them that, and they have to be away from it for so long to see that there's other things they weren't seeing. Just like people who fast, there's a reason why people fast, especially in so many religions and cultures, because when you become like almost robotic about doing something in the pattern, you don't really see what you're doing anymore. You don't think about things anymore. You're just on autopilot doing it. And you also don't see things. And a lot of times people do those things because they make them feel comfortable. And sometimes we have to push ourselves into a little bit of uncomfortable limits in order to see things. So what is crossing you? Judgment. Seeing something. Also going within. Like when people fast, they utilize their relationship with themselves and with their higher selves and their religion or their spirituality, their faith. They increase their faith and their spiritual discipline while they're fasting. I mean, this to me, these two cards says all over it, fasting. Like leaving something alone. What do you probably have to leave alone? This person. The idea of this, all of this. You've got to go be in your own energy, your own stuff, your own thinking, your own, honestly, expectation. Imagining the world just as you. To find the completeness with you. Like, almost in a way, like, and I get this is really hard to imagine, but like they don't exist. Or that the reality is there, that it will never be. So that you can grow as if it wasn't. Why? Because that then pops you out of codependency. You're very codependent still on this person. And what do people do when they fast? They work on their codependency issues. They work on their finding out who they are, their faith, their spiritual discipline. This is very much fasting. Walking away and working on your inner strength, your inner faith, and your spiritual discipline. Not only do you probably need to do this to rebalance yourself back out and to see things differently from a different perspective, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happened here that the universe now needs to kind of clean up. So, you know. In the foundation of your reading, you have the Hierophant with the Queen of Swords, with the Empress, with the Ten of Swords. And then clarifying the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. So I get a lot of things just from those two cards, you know, something that what you were committed to, kind of having a better level of discernment and kind of letting it go so that you can mentally move forward. Also, I get about seeing the lesson, passing the test, learning and growing. If you need to, if you're having help with this, it's also showing to go to somebody for advice or somebody that can help you, somebody that has a little bit better of a knowledge on this, whether it's a counselor, somebody in that professional field, a reader, whatever. But getting help, if it is drugs or addictions, I mean, I do very well on a lot of that mind frame. A lot of the stuff I do is geared around that and codependent type patterns. Because this needs to be done in order for you to go over here to this Empress mode, heal your wounds, because you have some wound that needs to be healed as you're rising to your Empress level. And something that's affecting your mentality that needs to be squashed and burned so you can kind of rise like this Phoenix and become independent, like just on your own. What is this wound? It's also about you not always trying to help them. Let them do them and figure them out. So I don't know if you also have this as a wound that you wish someone had done this to you, but they didn't. If you show love kind of by asserting yourself or a certain level of control. It's like you're, because this person you see is very different than you. But I also get they're like a compliment to you. They're like your other part or your shadow side. So it may be also that, although it scares you a lot, so that energy is being passed around, you're trying to be overcompensating in being there, in loving, in nurturing that part in them instead of letting them just be. And not trusting it because A, you feel like you're going to lose that part of you subconsciously. And because you're trying to almost nurture that part of you, but in them, because you're having trouble nurturing that part of you in you. Like you're not recognizing it in you or loving it in you. You're projecting it to this person. Instead of seeing these things in you. It's like they're still trying to show you something about yourself. Like when this wound comes up or this impulsiveness comes up or, you know, like what about it? Like, is it hard for you to see them going through what they're going through and why? Do you think they're not strong enough? Is it because you're not strong enough? I mean, I think a lot of it is being projected and in a way like, no, I just want to be happy and I know we can be happy, blah, blah. But there is a little bit more to it than that, than just to complete what you feel like you've been putting together. There's just a part there of needing to take action or showing love by taking action. And knowing that love is also receptivity in yourself and in others. But anyways, seeing the lesson, asking for help if you need it, being a little bit more receptive, knowing when to act and when not to, but having better thoughts, a higher level of discernment, and moving on to calmer waters so that you can rise to your Empress level and kind of go through this rebirth. I think you have more of a rebirth to go through yourself, and like you think you're done and ready to go, and you're really not. In your recent past, you have the Knight of Wands. So you could have somebody who was energy-wise in and out of your life. Player-like mentality. It could even be you. Like you could be, like this person is setting up like magical type stuff. Like she's trying to manifest. So you could have been working again on trying to manifest this, but again, your energy is very like aggressive and then pull back, aggressive and then pull back, aggressive and then pull back. And it shows here too, because in your recent past, you were in the aggressive mode with this Knight of Wands, like she's trying to manifest. But yet in your crowning thoughts, you have the Hermit card. You have the High Priestess. And then you have the Queen of Chalice's cup. So, you know, tending kind of your emotions or your broken heart. So you are now currently in, from the way this reading shows, in the passive mode. You're going within again. Okay, whatever I just tried to manifest, I don't think worked. And, yeah, it didn't work. And it also caused imbalance in the whole situation, you, them, everything. And now you're pulled back, trying to focus on yourself again, take care of your energy, learn more, reevaluate, reanalyze, talk to your higher self. Like, okay, come on now. I need direction. What way do I go? I need to connect. You're really just trying to like more connect with yourself now, look within and take care of yourself. Some of you might be feeling heavy with energy, taking salt baths, trying to learn more. Just pampering yourself a little bit more. I don't know if something happened with this last full moon. What was it? The eclipse? It was like a super moon, blood moon, lunar, I don't know, in Leo, I think. What is the bridge between that two? Like, I don't think somebody took your offer. It's like you came together, but it didn't move forward. And then the Six of Cups, it came together. Someone made an offer. Somebody refused the offer, and they're like, screw you then. Which the Queen of Swords is also here in your foundation. Like, I don't know if you made an offer again and you're just like, come on, let's just do this already. It didn't go the way you thought. In your likely future, you have the King of Swords. And clarifying that, you have the Six of Wands. You have the Six of Cups. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. So, I mean, you're really working on, still like working on yourself, climbing this mountain. You might, again, go get some help or, you know, advisement from somebody, or just really focusing on your career. Like, you made a decision, you're moving forward, you're focusing on you, you're focusing on your goals, your aspirations, maybe even your mission, whatever. And you're like, I'm going to climb the rest of this mountain by myself then. Working on things within yourself. You might be re-strategizing how to become victorious and make this soulmate situation work. Or you might just like literally go and focus and work on yourself, climbing the rest of the way, doing creative things to put your energy into, and you'll just be nostalgic about this person or situation in the meantime. But this seems to get you a little bit better on a better road when you make this decision to just focus on yourself, focus on climbing the rest of this mountain by yourself, and working on your creative endeavors. And just yeah, just focusing on you and letting yourself blossom. That's actually where you end up getting the 10 of Cups, is through the 9 of Pentacles energy of growing yourself, independence, flourishing, like becoming abundant, like just confident in everything on your own, just feeling fulfilled on your own, which if you're on whatever journey that most of you guys are probably thinking you're on with, like either the twin flame or strong spiritual soulmate, that's how it's supposed to go anyways. And I think you make the decision to do that, or like, you know, your higher self guides you to that. See the higher self right here? And they're meeting up. Maybe for a lot of you, this situation seems like it got removed from these eclipses. Especially if you weren't able to have the discipline to back away from it, you know. It's like, all right, I'm going to help you. But it leads you actually to where you are really actually trying to go, and the emotion you're trying to gain from it. Where you see yourself is the Ten of Pentacles. So you're trying to build up your happiness. You're trying to build up your legacy. You're trying to build up your new start that is prosperous for you. And yeah, you've decided to go for it or go towards it. What's in your environment is you have the Four of Pentacles. So someone who's obviously confused, has a lot of options and doesn't know what to pick, but they're really holding on. You know, they have a higher level of trying to be balanced and feel secure, and God, I hope I pick the right one. I hope I do the right thing. They're very disconnected from their own intuition because they just don't know what to do, and they're in a little bit of a mode about it. How your environment sees you is the Sun. So they see you as having it more together, more happy, and that, you know, you're kind of sitting there looking at all your options too, and what face do I want to have on, and what career do I want to go towards, and what creative venture do I want to go towards, and you're kind of just sitting there daydreaming about all your possibilities of what you could be and what you could become, what you could do, what avenue you could take. And they're just really like still stuck. Like they're still like on small things, like what herbs do I want to put in this dinner? Like they're having trouble with that. You know what I mean? That's how so not ready for this part of this journey they are. Like they're literally still in that contemplative, exploratory phase. They're not where you are. I mean, you're like, you know, what do I want to do? Like bigger options, bigger choices. What do I want to do with this? Like where you can actually think about it and do it and have the energy for it. They're so stuck, like so like, ugh, like small, focused, like, I don't know, like, do I want to, if they're making, like, say, just for instance, if they're making a recipe, they're like, do I want to use parsley or Italian seasoning blend? Do I want to put tomatoes in it or red peppers? And they're just like, it's so heavy of a choice, you know? So they're still even on like those minor, like identity things, those things that, like, I know exactly how this is. Like when I was having my awakening, like I could not think, I couldn't, I had to do such simple things that required no thought at all because I couldn't think. And I don't know if that's where they are, or they're just scared to move and they're just not moving because they want to create balance in their life, because clearly something happened, whether it was with you or something else, that they're just like, but they're just having trouble even thinking and seeing things for what they are. And, you know, barely on the level of a functioning human being. Like, even if they are, but they're just like, I don't know. What color coloring pencil do you want? I don't know. Do you want to write today, or do you want to build something? I don't know. Like that. It's like kind of like that energy. And you're like, way beyond that. They both have their benefits though, and in some ways they're taking it more slow. And I think you're having trouble with them taking it so slow. You're just like, you want it now. And you need to slow down too. Because you missed some steps. So, let's dive into your environment for a minute. Just for craps and giggles. You have the Four of Pentacles. That's your main card. But, so, some cards that came up for them, their energy is they have the World reversed, which I'll read you that in a second. And they have Victory, which I do think Victory, like they want victory again, they want balance again, but I highly get this as intuitive. They're having a hard time with using their intuition. So I'll get to the World reversed in a second, but they have Craving, Compulsion, Obsession, Thirst, Eternal Youth, Energy, Newness, Vitality, Renunciation, Offering, Letting Go. So they're still have a lot of their impulses and their toxic stuff that's keeping them focused on something else, holding on, kind of toxic behaviors or addictions, or even just blocks that they're trying to work through. There's a new energy that's trying to come through, but they're not really feeling it. So because right now they're kind of resisting this change, it's creating a fatigue and a confusion and a just not having energy or a want or desire like they normally do, because they need to just surrender and let go, and they're resisting it. You know, their fears, they have a lot of fears. Those are coming up. Know your fears. That they're standing in the way of embracing who they are. They have embraced the masculine. So we have embraced the masculine here, and then over here we have embraced the feminine. So once they see their fears and they let those go, they can embrace who they are and know their true power within them. But like this card over here says, they have to sacrifice stuff. They have to surrender and let go. Go through this death rebirth process. You know, and then feel connected, know they belong. You know, just be connected basically. But right now they're feeling so cut off and so separated and so just not up to par. So the World reversed is you've been severely limiting your view of things. You're thinking too narrowly, either in your options for action or in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure how to expand that, like not letting things go. This card calls for you to think creatively outside the box, for you to find yourself outside the box you find yourself in now. You may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner surrounded on all sides by energies such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But still you have the option to let all of that go, and this card is telling you not to wait a minute longer to do so. It's time to break out, see the unlimited horizons around you, and know that the world is waiting for you to take center stage. So as much as you're like, yes, that's what I've been saying, no, this is not with you. Like, you take a step back and do a little bit more internal stuff and keep walking your journey. Leave them alone. Let them realize their stuff, let it go, and the universe bring together if it's supposed to. If not, it'll lead you where it's supposed to lead you guys. But you're still, I think, trying to control this situation a little bit. But I do feel like something happened here between you guys. Whether you had some words or they had some words, they're like energy, sort of even like a toxic kind of or tower kind of moment. Also, I'm not going to read this card, but this is about all things will balance themselves out. This is their card too. And it's saying that either they're trying to hold on to balance and something's going to happen to knock them out of balance to bring them back to balance, or something has happened to knock them out of balance, but it's okay because they will come back. Balance will be had again. But something happened that there was some type of this energy, I think, between you guys recently, or at least in their environment, and it made them go in that Four of Pentacles mode, and they're just kind of going back in their other habits, ignoring things, not wanting to come together. They're not really seeing things, though. They're kind of trying to like run away. Now you're stuck. There's your Tower moment, which does cause a new beginning, but as of right now, they're kind of blocked off to you and focusing on other things again. Kind of back again. They ran, basically, I think. They ran back to their old habits to try to maintain balance again. And there's a lot of things about Sagittarius has come up here. So either they're a Sagittarius or they're with a Sagittarius. But there's also like a juggling thing here of possibly between you and another person or another situation. Because there's clearly here the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, and you as the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Two of Pentacles in between. The Ace of Cups. So either something they had with kids or nostalgia, something they've been praying for. Which way, I think which way are they going to go and start a new beginning with, because they're conflicted and needing to make a decision. And it's really weighing on them. They're guarded off from it. But they do end up looking like they go up to like the King of Pentacles, which you're the Queen of Pentacles. So or they could be guarded from having a relationship with you. And you're just like, well, I'm going to go off on my own then. My flame's already lit. I'm going to go do me. You go do you. And they kind of just go back to their old ways, and the cycle starts all over again. At least for right now. I mean, I don't know if you could do something different. Which I think you can. I think you have to gather your willpower, be in alignment with what you're doing, see the obstacles, see your patterns, see your codependencies, and once you break out of that, I feel like it helps break them out of that. But I feel like you or one of you caved and started this whole cycle all over again. And I feel like we're back again at the cycle, letting things rest, and do you get back on the hamster wheel? Kind of like, I think it's the same one, the last one I just did of the soul journey. And you were like right at that point in the reading where I was like, you're doing really good though, but I was like, you're right at this point where if you're not careful, you could hop back on the hamster wheel without meaning to. And it seems like, at least for like a majority of you, not all of you, but a majority of you, somehow you accidentally ended up back on it. Okay, yeah, so I think you somehow accidentally ended up right back on it. On the wheel. Cycle started over. Which is funny because I think we're like right at the same place now as we were the last time I did a reading. I could be wrong. I think I'm remembering right, but I don't know. So, and your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups. So, you're wanting to come together in a healthy, safe way in this relationship. But for some of you, this person may be a Sagittarius. But for some of you, they may be with somebody, either a Sagittarius or an Aries or a Leo, or somebody who's just very fiery. But I think you're hoping to have a relationship with them. But, you know, you might also have a fear that since this cycle just did what it did to get again, and they went back to their old ways or whatever that means, that now they're with the other person that possibly has a high likelihood of juggling between, because there's Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. And so here you are in the middle of it, you know, Queen of Pentacles and hopes and fears is Two of Cups and Queen of Wands. So tell me about this Queen of Wands. So you obviously don't want to walk away from this person, but you're fearing that they went back to somebody. I think you're thinking that they went back to somebody. Somebody or something or whatever. Rest assured, they're still in their cycle too. Did they go back? I'm not sure if they went back or not. They either are trying something new themselves, or maybe they will go back, but they haven't turned around yet to the Two of Cups, if any of you are worried about that. I don't think they've done anything definitively either way, because they don't know what to do. They're trying, some of them have. Some of them, though, are like, they're literally in such a state of like, I just don't know anymore, that they're trying to end the cycle and like grow themselves. But they do want a strong foundation either way. I mean, they might even be, I don't know if they can even go back to this other person, because the other person, if this does apply for any of you, might be looking at someone else. Or they're trying to figure out whether or not, you know, they want to be with you or this other person and create a foundation with, and figure out where they want to offer their time and their money and their investment. Who they want to cut out. Like, there's kind of like they have different options, but they just want to be happy either way. And I think they're conflicted about things with you, but they feel a possible stronger draw with you. But they're going to take some time to themselves to figure out what they want, and possibly be in a little bit of a defensive hermit mode themselves, so they can get themselves and their thoughts right. I don't know. Every time I look at y'all's cards and I keep going, it's like it gets better, and then you see the whole like again. One or both of you guys are gonna have to figure this out. Like, I don't know. This is a really strong cycle. And I don't know, let's just move on. Like, you gotta do something different. Like, one of you has to be stronger and be the stronger one to be like, look, this isn't working. It's like you both get stronger. You either do one of two things. You get stronger and you go back to the other. Or when you're in a really fearful mode, then you think of this person. Or they think of you. It'll be different for everybody. It might be that when you get stronger, you start thinking about them. And then when they get where they really need help, they come to you. Like when it's really fear-based, like you're their comfort, their home. So like you see love to them as nurturing them. And on one hand, they like having that comfort with you, but they resent you for it. They also, it's not emasculating. It's emasculating to them. It's not manly. Like they feel like you don't need them. You want them to need you. Like, you don't want that, but the dynamic of your relationship is for them to need you. That's why you come across also, it fits that you are so, like, that aggressive type Aries part where it's like, I got it, I'll get it, I'm good, yep, I got the abundance, like, we're good, look, we could ride, I got it. And that's why on one hand, they're your security in your home, or you're theirs, I mean. But it's not sitting well with your dynamic because they use that when they need it, and then it becomes very codependent and it flips, and then you resent them for it and they resent you for it, and then they take off and they go. It's a very addictive, habitual type thing. It's not a healthy relationship. And I'm not saying it can't become one, but they need to know, honestly, and it's going to be very hard on you, they need to feel like they cannot depend on you for their security. They have to find that within themselves. You have got to stop supplying them to supplying that to them if you are. Let them come to you when they're strong and they're together and they want you because they want you. They don't want you because they need you. And you be able to be soft and in the receptive mode and not be like, no, I got you. Let me show how much I love you. Let me control all this, blah, blah, blah. And then they feel better because they see their life coming back to balance until they realize it wasn't really them. It was you, and they're a little emasculated. And then that whole power struggle starts to happen. You have to stop and they have to stop. And if they don't, you need to be the smarter one to figure this out. Or not smarter, more disciplined. Stop. Put all of that aggressive, I say aggressive meaning action taking, nurturing energy into something for you, creative for you, that's growing for you, all of that stuff. Stop with this other person. Okay? Stop. Because you are feeding this cycle. And it's not just for them, it's because it's feeding things within you too. You need to learn how to not see loving that way, as not being loved that way. That is a very intense and toxic type of thing. I know what it feels like. Okay? That's not love. That's toxicity and opportunistic type situations. Could it be reformed? Sure. Possibly, but you'll never know if you don't stop and you'll stay in this situation. That's the whole reason of this back and forth crap. They need to find their own selves out of this state of confusion, out of this state of I don't know. They need to not see you as their home. They need to see themselves and their connection as their home. Like mediumship or any type, like I can't ask somebody to do this for me and then do it. I have to practice with it. I have to go through the highs and lows of it. I have to develop my own relationship with it so that I get better with it. And that's the same thing that this person has to do. Do you feel not worthy if you cannot provide something to somebody? Do you feel that you alone in your receptive mode? Listen, let me tell you something, especially if I'm dealing with a lot of females here. Especially with a male mind frame, okay? Most of these males that will come to you in those moments where they need something, they come to you because they need something. The females or the situations that they're mostly going to be drawn to are not going to be the ones who are sitting there ready with handouts. Like what they call pick-me chicks or whatever. They're going to actually be the ones who are in the receptive mode. Unless they're like super evolved, you know, but even then they still do. Because a man, I don't know, men are evolving to different creatures nowadays, so I don't know. But for the most part, with this type of person is, you're a sense of security. Where they're going to keep flip-flopping between, because they haven't developed it with themselves, is a sense of security. And then once they feel secure, they're going to then go to someone or something else that they can then provide that security for, because it builds their masculinity back up. With you, they are emasculated. Then they go to another situation that they feel masculine again. But they can't uphold that because they haven't learned how to develop it within themselves. They can't continuously supply it. So then they fall and they come back and you build it back up. This is where this flip-flop happens. Like this. And even if they don't go to another situation, it doesn't matter. They're still going to go to something else that makes them feel more masculine, even if it's not being around you, because they hold the resentment against you that you're building them up and they can't do it for themselves. You're thinking, I'm helping them. This is love. One day they'll see how much I'm there for them. How are they going to see that if you're not there for them, or if you're always there for them? And not only that, that's not love, that's codependency. Love is knowing when to be able to step back and watch somebody fall on their face. Loving them through it, not judging them through it, but knowing that it's something they have to learn how to pick themselves back up. Because if you're always having to be there and be like, oh, I got you, oh, it's okay, blah, 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 that's codependency. And why don't you feel okay seeing that with them? Do you think they're not strong enough? Why do you want them as your masculine if they're not strong enough? And how are you going to pop into your Empress mode if you have to stay in the masculine mode? And how are they going to pop to the masculine mode if you're keeping them in the feminine mode? Just something to think about. You really need to work on your feminine energy. I mean, you could flip-flop it, make your masculine do the things it needs to do, take action in your life where it should be, and not putting it into this, and then take your feminine mode. Like right now, you're being receptive possibly in other areas of your life, or not, or you're just overexerting yourself, and that's why you're exhausted, and now you're sitting here with your hermit mode, your high priestess, because you're having to rest, because you're all exhausted. And just be in the receptive mode. Let somebody come to you because they just want you. They don't need anything from you. You don't want people to need anything from you. You want them to want to be with you. All right, let's go off that. Where am I at? Your likely outcome is 4 of Swords, 5 of Wands. So you're exhausted. This is a lot of conflict. This is a lot of crap. And you're like, you know what? I'm stepping back. I'm resting. I'm easing my soul. And I'm just going to step back and smell the roses. I don't care if there's a lot going on. Like, she's smelling it. Looks like, I don't know if it's like a lavender sprig or something. And she's got a lot going on around her, and she's like, she doesn't care. So here's a very conflicted card with the 5 of Wands. Which is funny that I was saying that, because if you look, she's got 3 men around her, and she's the one female, and she's like, to them, like, they're not happy with her coming at her, and she's having to defend herself against them. So there's definitely a masculine versus feminine thing going on here, and a power struggle going on. And you're stepping back from it, and you're just like, and you're just gonna like smell the roses, because for one, you can't even be mad about it. Like, you put yourself there. So do they. And so you built them up, and then now here they are questioning you. Like, what? Because they're trying to get their masculinity back. You're like, oh, I'm showing them I love them. And they're like resenting you because they feel emasculated now. So now they're like in this like deep little corner within themselves, like, I feel like crap now. Who am I? I don't know. I mean, I do have these options to pick from because I just got put in a position where I have options, but I don't really know what to do with myself now, and blah, 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 blah. Either way, you're stepping back and you're leaving all the nonsense for the time being alone. They cannot see. They've got a lot of burdens. They're defensive. They're resisting love. They're confused and juggling on what direction they're going to take. They're probably not communicating well about what they want or what they're doing, and they're trying to go within, and I don't know, they've lost a lot of what they've created. And they're trying to figure out how to go in more of a successful route, where to put energy into to fix things. And I'm not even going to go any further. It's like the cycle just goes. So I don't know if they'll be the one to fix it. I would suggest you be the one to fix it. Because let me tell you, it feels like crap to have done that and done that and done that, and then they figure it out, and then you just completely get left behind. It's like even more that you have to work through now. Just saying. So 7 of Pentacles, take a step back, have some patience, look at where you're investing your time. You know, wait while you're waiting for things to come to fruition. Work on your inner discipline and your strength, spiritual discipline. Maybe start exercising to get all that restless energy out of you. But this is very much about spiritual discipline. Sometimes of it are going to be sad. Like I said, spiritual discipline. Have the spiritual discipline through the ups and downs of it. Some parts are going to be high. Because that's the thing, too, is there's a lot of high and low action here. And someone along the way just got to the point where they metaphorically needed to stick the needle in their arm. And when you do that, it shoots you up really high. But the higher you go, the lower you go. And when you go really low, that's when you get in those desperate modes where you're like, oh, I need some type of fix, whether it's a person, a drug, food, shopping, whatever. because you're trying to get something out of being so low. But usually you pick things that shoot you really high and that only last for a minute and then it shoots you just as low. So it keeps that pattern going. You have to opt completely out of it. No, you're not going to get the highs. You're going to be sitting there like, this kind of sucks. I'm kind of sad. Okay, so get through it. Stop picking the bad choices that shoot you way up. Eventually, you'll start to slowly creep up to that normal good level. No, you're not going to have that extreme high, but you're not going to have those extreme lows. And the extreme lows is what makes you decide to make bad decisions and makes it unbearable to get through it all. And you end up picking the bad decision that shoots you way up again. You're like, oh yeah, it's kind of good. It's super high. It's chasing the high. You know what I mean? But if you don't keep doing that and you step out and you bear with it for a minute and have a little bit of strength, eventually you'll creep back up to more of a moderate level. Is it boring sometimes? Yeah, it is. Especially as your mind is transitioning on your perspective of what you're seeing and what you're used to. But hey, you have to have a higher level of consciousness. You have to look at your physical body that is telling you like, man, this is boring, like a little kid. And you'd be like, it's okay. Like the strength card. Normally you see the woman with the tiger. It's okay. We're going to get back. Listen, I get why you're upset right now. Just trust me. We're getting where you'd like to go. It's going to be better this way. Just try, like you would a kid. You literally have to parent yourself. I hope I don't feel like I'm mothering you guys, but this is what I mean guided to say. So if it's not for you, click off. But this is what, listen. You got to mother yourself. Father yourself. Pick those things. Ride out those low moments. And eventually it does pick back up. And then you're sitting here. And then you level off. And just like literally fast, like I said, fast away from it so that you could balance back out. There's a huge thing about things rebalancing here. And when you get to that level where things rebalance off, you're not as like a, crackhead, no offense to anybody who does crack, but about trying to like get your fix because yeah, it's a little like you want it, but it's easier. You're better now because you're not shot so low from it being so high. I'm telling you, anytime you shoot up high, you go low. I hope you get what I'm saying. If you need more info on this, let me know. But you gotta fast out of this to increase your spiritual discipline, to get back in your own energy, to get your priorities right. And when you're in that moment and you're just like, go connect with yourself. Connect spiritually to whatever it is you believe in, whether it's your universe, God, source, Buddha, Allah, I don't know. But whatever, read the Bible, meditate. Just don't let your body rule you. Pull out, look at it, see it for what it is. It's got its physical needs, but you have to have a higher level of consciousness. Calm it down, like in the strength card. The tiger is our physical body. The woman is our higher level of consciousness. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Because eventually you're going to know how to take action. You're going to connect. You're going to rise up. You're going to go back to the light anyways. The darkness will become light if you ride this out. And yeah, you're going to be sitting with the moon again, but now you're going to be like, you're going to ride on it. You're going to feel in your power. You're going to feel like a goddess again or a god. You're going to feel intuitive. You're going to feel in touch again. And then you have the chance of starting this cycle all over again. I recommend any of you, if you're starting to get to that itchy phase, please contact me for a reading or a session to really help on your perspective of where to go forward, or some type of help if you need it so that you don't go back. This is very much asking you to do something that you haven't been doing. You got to do something different. You got to do something uncomfortable. And I know you're like, no, I'm uncomfortable. This whole thing's uncomfortable. No, it's the devil that you know. You got to do something more uncomfortable. But as long as you're going to do something uncomfortable, let's put it this way. Do something uncomfortable that leads you to something that benefits you. Not something that discombobulates you. You know? not saying this judgmentally, it's just the way it goes. Your energy is, you have storm warning, and you have the angel of love. So I think you're in a little bit of turmoil right now. Like, things did not go the way you thought they were going to. I think you're definitely in your feelings about things. It's okay though. You know, let the chaos happen and let the things settle so you can go again. And you have stay strong and let the emotions flow. Because you're going to have feelings that come up. This might have even happened for a reason in order to bring things up within yourself. But just get it up, let it go, allow it to transform you, allow it to rebalance and reset you. And just stay strong through it. You have a lot of green here, so you might have a lot of stuff going on in your heart chakra. But just work through those emotions. If you need help with them, like I said, or you're getting kind of that itchy point, you can always hit me up for a reading or a session, and I can help you with your perspective through it, or help you get you through those few little humps, because I understand. So I'm not going to say each of these cards. I wanted to pull some cards just to see what your environment, this person, this situation is doing. And it's kind of like what I said. I mean, right now there's kind of like a new beginning. Through all the action that happened, whatever it was, they're trying to get balance. And heal instability from this, because it kind of set them off a little bit too. I mean, some of them could have went back to a Sagittarius or a Queen of Wands energy. Let me go for 5 of Pentacles. I don't know. I think for some of you, they might have whatever this Queen of Wands energy is. You know, somebody who they're kind of fiery and passionate too. Could be an entrepreneur. I think you're coming up as more of the Pentacle-y energy, to be honest with you. So normally I would think this is you. Maybe it is you. Maybe some of you did come together. I don't really get that. I think this might be somebody else. And I think because you have the 5 of Pentacles is the 2 of Pentacles. And I think what that means is because of whatever happened between the two of you, like I said, they went back to their ways. So some of you, it might have pushed them back to this other person or situation. And they went back together with them. They're trying to figure out what to do. Tell me about the Hangman. They're not really listening to their intuition. Or maybe some truth has come out. I don't know, but they're just trying out a new path. They're just trying to persevere. Like, this is like rough for them. They're really guarded. But they're coming towards the end of their ropes. Like, they are spiritually growing, even though it doesn't seem like they are. But I think this person tends to go back and forth between situations to gain stability. That's really what I get from this. And they went back to the other person or situation to gain stability. I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest with you. Like I said, this person is very much still in their cycles. So, but hopefully it'll give them a level of clarity, because they're in an uncomfortable situation right now just to gain clarity. They're not listening to their intuition, though. And that's why they're back in this uncomfortable situation for themselves, because they're not... Like, it's literally the vibe I get from this, because their high priestess is reversed. Yours is upright, though, which also gives me another reason why I don't think it's you right now. But you are trying to look within to your intuition. It's just you kind of go from intuition to your ego, intuition to ego. That's why I keep popping back and forth. They're not listening to their intuition. And I think a lot of times that's why somebody needs this hangman energy, is in a physical type energy where people have to be put into uncomfortable situations to gain a level of clarity or perspective. So this isn't quite the universe helping you out with it, like with the tower, but this is like you doing it. Whether it's you gaining balance or whether it's putting themselves in a situation they're not too terribly thrilled about to gain a level of enlightenment or balance, or just a coming back together type of thing. Like, that's where they are. That's what they're doing right now. Excuse me. And then you have embrace the feminine, reveal your truth, let two become one, have courage, seek your answers within, time to reflect, love without condition, observe in silence, surrender to the flow, see the signs, let go of the old. Like, integrate. That's what it means by let two become one. Have courage. Like, love the ego and the fleshly part of you, but rise above it and have the higher level of consciousness. And when you can love and have compassion and be like, it's okay, it integrates to where what you say, do, and think are all the same thing. That's what's trying to go on here. So just like I said, you need to embrace your feminine side. They need to embrace their masculine side and balance them up. You have inspiration. Your love, light, and wisdom touch the hearts of many and minds of many. You'll be instrumental in the helping another person change the course of their life. Miracles, inspiration, and healing results. If you do what I'm saying. Dreaming of you. Someone you love will appear in your dreams. They reflect a part of you at time of remembrance, time of reflection and healing. So it could be a guide if you are in some type of really strong spiritual situation, soulmate situation. It might be this person that you see in your dreams. Hopefully it's healing for you. Speak your truth. Maybe somebody in your dreams will speak your truth, but I think you also do. Stand up for what you believe in, regardless of the consequences. Speak your truth no matter what others may think. It's time to stand in your own power for all the world to see. So even if you think you'll lose this person or situation by speaking your truth, you still need to be true to you. Intention. Do not lose sight of your original intention. Check inside your heart to see if the path you are traveling fits with your original hopes and aspirations. If not, take action, take control, and steer your life back on course, which is what I think you're trying to do right now. Because, like I said, before you knew it, you were on another wheel, and it shot you back to your old wheel, and you're like, damn, this isn't what I was going for again. Okay, so the cycle is going to come back around, and you have karma here. I'm not going to show you the cards for the sake of time. Someone from the past reemerges in your life. This gives you the opportunity to handle things differently than you did before. Stand firmly in your power, yet stand also in the light of love. The universe is presenting you with a fresh opportunity to clear away any lingering karma linked to this relationship. So the universe is going to help you right now clear some of this out, which you have to assist in as well. They're going to come back when this situation gets old and when they need balancing from you. What are you going to do? I hope you answered right. You're not going to be there to lift them. They need, I love you, much respect. And you could talk to them as long as it doesn't drain your energy, but they need to learn how to balance themselves out. You do not want a partner that you have to keep them balanced for them to be balanced. That is codependency. That's not what you want. You want a partner that knows how to balance themselves and has also spiritually, mentally, and emotionally grown up, as well as yourself. Passion, love, sexual energy, passions arouse, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into it. They're going to use passion. There's going to be a lot of passion. It's kind of what sucks you guys in. Can you feel me? Your feminine aspect is awakening. So not only within yourself, but you're probably going to feel each other. You're going to want to feel them probably sexually, but have faith, responsibility. Do what feels right above all else. It is impossible to please all parties in the present situation. You have responsibility only for your own life and actions. Others must take responsibility for themselves. Okay, that's as far as we're going to go with that. And then you have peace. Embrace your confusion. Let there be peace and not knowing all the answers. It's okay. Let it go. Revelation, listen to your life. The right path will reveal itself, especially as you step back and have peace with the confusion and just relax. Allow the guidance to come through. You will be guided as you, like I said, rest and relax. Rest. Release guilt and make your needs a top priority. Honor your resistance. Sometimes no action is the best action for all. Chase your dreams. Take action, decide for yourself, express your creativity, have a good cry, release your emotions, trust your decisions, reprioritize, and charge forward, do something for yourself. Maybe take a risk on something else instead of this person so that you can build your confidence on taking risks again. Because it seems like you keep just taking risks on this person, and as of right now, it's not a good risk to take. Charlotte, you gotta go. You gotta go. So, just saying. Let me go over these real quick. Oh. I don't know if I can do this before my phone cuts out. Do not fear the foreigner alien. A foreign, exotic, or unusual element is entering your life. Do not allow yourself to be intimidated, scared, or avoidant. This foreign element may literally be a person from another country or culture, an opportunity overseas, or simply a situation that feels alien to you at first. Which is funny because this person is a different ethnicity from you in this card. Use this opportunity to expand your horizons, embrace the uncommon, and experiment with new flavors, sounds, and ideas. Consider challenging yourself by learning a new language or investigating the cultural traditions of another nation. Although it may feel intimidating at first, the foreign element in your life will ultimately be very rewarding and enriching. It may result in a new passion, or you may even find your life heading in a very different but very exciting direction. Hopefully I didn't read this completely wrong. You know, where this, I don't know, it probably was still right, but you might literally have something coming in that you may want to put your focus onto that might be different from the norm for you, that is going to help you grow and expand your mind. And you may not see it the way you're supposed to, because you may walk away from it because you're just focused on this person in this situation. And you think this is what you're supposed to go for, and this is what you're supposed to wait for. And even, like let's say you're supposed to end up with this person or situation. Let's just hypothetically go there. How do you know you're not supposed to be around another person or situation because they have a lesson for you that this person doesn't give you that can help pop you out of the cycle that would end up helping this person in the long run? How do you know? How do you not know that that's not the thing? Like, are you keeping your mind open to all possibilities? Or are you thinking you know exactly what it's supposed to be like? Maybe the universe is trying to send you something into your life to help you grow and to help you achieve the things you actually want, but you're resisting it just because you think you know what it's supposed to look like. Keep your mind open. Stop focusing on this. Let this person do whatever they're going to do. Go on your journey. Trust the universe. If they're supposed to be there, the universe will send them to you. And they will send them to you when they're supposed to. But you're supposed to go on another thing right now, and something keeps reverting you back. Maybe you let this person do it. Maybe you're doing it. I don't know. But you're having a hard time around invisible turns and darkened roads, and you really need to work on stuff with looking at your old paradigms and disabling beliefs, higher level of consciousness, like I said, obstacles, inner challenges, moving forward. The Two of Spirals, life force, creative energy, represent two resources. The unknowable and gain divine insight, two resources, symbol and metaphor. Active creative imagination, whether used to create a tarot deck or interpret a tarot reading. Imagination is more important than knowledge. This is very much about when looking to make a decision, like how like one of these spirals inwardly and one of them spirals outwardly, to look within and look outwardly to make these decisions. Also connect with the center of the heart chakra. Choices that lie before us, although informed by the other world, are frequently determined by the heart. The human heart feels things the eyes cannot see and knows what the mind cannot understand. Weigh your options. And after you weigh yours, you could turn tough choices over to the brain's active imagination and your heart's sympathetic intuition. You have Seven of Spirals. So this is very much about also taking on bear animal spirit. Powers communication between the conscious and unconscious mind and strengthens your intuition and perceptions of the unseen world. Exhibits great strength and exercises great caution simultaneously. Self-assertiveness. So having power and control but moving forward with caution. Setting strong boundaries. Weak, fuzzy boundaries are the building blocks of codependency. Typically, weak boundaries are unenforced. Usually comes from lack of self-esteem or fear of rejection. Codependents are overly concerned about what others think about them. Reestablishing balance between aggressiveness, outspoken behavior, strength, and passive, reserved behavior, caution. When it's just right, your energy signature will attract like-minded individuals, which is probably what this person coming in that the universe is trying to send to you, situation or person, is going to help you with that balance. It's going to help you balance and balance your energy signature and heal, I think. It will attract like-minded individuals into your life. You'll finally meet the people you are destined to meet and foster strong relationships with them. Assertiveness means protecting sacred space, setting clear boundaries, and accepting responsibility for the choices you had made. If you persevere and enforce boundaries with the tenacity of the mighty bear, you are bound to prosper. The bear's magical energy inspires indecision, introspection, honest self-examination, and genuine self-acceptance. So, I don't know. I feel like you've been so focused on this other person, you've been missing something trying to come into your life. I wonder what bear means. Okay, so Bear is about introspection. Meditation, dreams, going within, hermit mode, looking at your conscious, subconscious, all that other stuff. And there's something else I wanted to do. Oh, and then real quick, the two animal spirit I decided to pull from a different deck this time. I don't know if I can do this fast enough. You have Vulture, which is guardian and purifier essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued when what you thought was a mistake or a tragedy is a blessing in disguise. And then you have Crocodile, resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. It reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. It's to wait. This doesn't mean lying around and hoping life's challenges would disappear. Crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering awareness, observing, and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power and you don't repeat this all over again. So I hope this helps you guys. I love you guys. Don't forget about my special. If you get a pre-recorded or a live reading, you get a free energy cleaning and clearing balancing session. If you order, really when you see this at the end of January, and if you pay anytime within February. But I love you guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Look, everything's in my description box below. Email, PayPal, services, everything like that. Thank you so much for everything. I hope this really helps you. Oh, and let me show you this real quick too. So emotionally, this is another thing that supports it. You have resting. I'm not going to focus on it because I've said it throughout your reading. Taking action, resting, taking action. This is your whole back and forth energy here. So hit me up if you need help with this. If you need help, triggers, blocks, you keep repeating this cycle. If you're kind of in that itchy spot during the cycle and you need help with your perspective, everything like that. Energy work, if you need to release the energy, calm yourself, see if something's in your chakras is causing it. Just looking within, seeing what's going on. Just email me if you need help. And we'll see what we can do together. I love you guys. Again, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Thank you for everything. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.